Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 Wii Ware review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Excitebike World Challenge, which if you've never played it before, it's a racing game. So at the start you push 2, you listen to the music, which sounds very much like an Excitebike game. Unfortunately the music at the start is pretty much the only music on it that sounds like an Excitebike game. The rest sounds like it's a Mario Kart game, which is a bit of a shame because it almost loses some of its personality. Anyway, from there you've got World Tour, Online, Track Editor and Options. I'll do my best to show them three off. The options is so basic it's unbelievable. You can put a lane indicator on if you want to, which helps you see, or in my case actually puts us off. And you can choose your control style. I'll slag off the controls in just a few seconds because for now I'll start with World Tour. I've gone on to one where I can show off a couple of tracks, but there's not really much on the game. There's only 16 tracks, which isn't a lot, and I know it's more than the original, and there's one, but even so, there's still not a lot there for you to be doing, and, well, it's the type of thing that I don't want to spoil anything by showing a lot of things off, especially because if most people who I know have took the game online straight away have then spoiled it for themselves by, well, playing online, and everyone seems to play the Platinum Cup ones, which is obviously the final cup, so if you're on the early tracks, then all of a sudden you're on the advanced ones online, and it can be a little hard, and obviously, as I say, spoil some of it for you. But to be fair, I'm seeing spoil something, it's Excitebike, people know what's coming, they know that the tracks are going to get harder, they know that there's more ingenious traps and stuff, so anyway, for those who've never played an Excitebike game before, or at least this style of Excitebike game, because obviously this is nothing like the N64 one, the whole point is you just drive and get to the end of the lap. You've got to do a certain time and that's pretty much it. There's one thing you might notice straight away, the fact that I'm racing against other people. On the NES version you could choose to race against computer bots, or you could just choose to go alone and go for the time. This one, it's always on, you can't switch them off, so you're going to get screwed over a bit by them and also by not paying attention. But anyway, you might have already noticed it, and I did say I'd mention and slag off the controls in just a little bit. There's two control schemes. There's Wiimote controls, which are like proper Wiimote, as in your waggle and stuff, and then there's classic controls, which the classic controls says and it claims that you're going to play it just like you did on the NES. The classic controls are what I've got it set to, and you've already noticed most likely twice that, and to be fair if I just do it now by burning out, that it still comes up that I have to waggle in order to get back on the track, like that, which is really annoying. The NES didn't have it. How's it under classic controls if it's got that on it? The reason I don't like it, as well as yet again Nintendo forcing waggle into a game that didn't need it, it screws me over so many times when I'm playing the game either online or offline, because I'm so used to bashing a button to get back on the track that I don't realise that I'm supposed to be shaking it, and I'll forget and I'll mess up, and I know it comes up on the screen so people can see it. Well, how have you forgotten something that appears there? But it's instinct, you know what if you know that, then you know what I mean. So anyway, that's the controls. That's one of the things I don't like about it. One of the other things I don't like about the game is the fact that the online is mandatory, pretty much. Basically, in order to unlock loads of different colours for your car, including the incredibly cool tiger-looking one, you've got to get 500 points. You get points by winning races. If you are lucky enough to manage to find a game where you can get 4 people, then if you win that race, you will get 5 points. So if you always get 4 people and you always manage to win, that means you've got a minimum of 100 races in order to unlock all the skins. Chances are though, you're not always going to find 4 people, you're not always going to win. And when there's 3 people, the maximum points you get was 4. And 2, I think it was still 4, I'm not sure, it might have been 3, I can't remember, I didn't mark it down after I played a 2-player match, but it's one of those things, if you want to unlock all the stuff on the game, you have to play it online, and there's quite a few people out there who are probably going to be fine with that, they're probably going to like the online. I've never liked the racing part of Excitebike on the NES. I've always hated it, I always played alone, I never went on the computer track ones, and the fact that you've got it on the single player is bad enough, but let alone when you play the game online, you've got all these bots and then you're also racing against other people, and I just don't like it at all. It's not something I enjoy playing, and it's not something I will ever play again after I show it in this review. So the fact that you've got to play these things to get these points, to get these colour schemes, is a little annoying because I'll never get them all. So anyway, on to one of the other things I don't like about the online. It's the fact that when you finally manage to join a game, which does take quite a while to connect and join, you've got to watch the others race if they're in the middle of a race, and I've joined this game before they'd started a race, yet it must have been just loading up the race, so now I've got to wait what could be 2 minutes, and I just get to watch the screen of who's first and as it changes like that, and it's just boring as sin. There's nothing else to do. I don't see why you can't at least watch their race. I don't see why it doesn't put you into games where people haven't started racing yet, etc, etc. It's a little annoying, so I'm going to have to do another cut until I can actually show off the gameplay. So here we go then, the race is over, and then you've then got 2 minutes to get yourself ready, and if you all press ready then it does this, which you then get a choice of a track. And the way that the track system seems to work, if one person chooses a specific track and the rest choose random, it always seems to go for that person's specific track. So the only way you can get a track that you want if you don't want his is to choose one. But for now, I've selected random, we've all selected random, so no idea which one I'm going to go on. But you can play on tracks that you haven't unlocked if you're into that sort of thing. So I know I've already mentioned about it with the playing the platinum races, because on this file I don't have the platinum races unlocked yet. I played on about 3 of them last night, and I haven't noticed any lag or anything playing the game. It's not the type of thing though that even if there is lag, I can imagine it'll ruin things. I mean, yeah, lag can ruin things anyway. It's one of those things, lag is magical. It can screw you over in ways you don't know. But unless you count on the fact that sometimes you can see cars go through each other, then other than that, and even then, it's the type of thing that if you like actually go through another car, then you'd expect to crash as well. So by both of you not crashing, in fact I've just done it there, you might have noticed, then instead of both of you crashing, both of you not crash, and it helps you both out. So it's not exactly unfair lag. So anyway, this is, as I say, the online. I haven't noticed lag or anything, and there's nothing really left to mention about the racing gameplay, other than that you can hit a turbo, and you've already seen this burn out and that. There's now little bonus boosts for doing tricks well, like if you do a wheelie jump, or if you, for example, land perfectly, then you'll get a little bit of a boost and it can help you out. And it's the type of thing that if you don't learn how to do those, then you're going to lose, because I hadn't learned how to do them when I first started racing, and it may not look like I've learned how to do them now. Unfortunately, it's purely from being unable to concentrate while I'm playing. But it's one of those, I noticed the player who did know how to do them all of a sudden grew such a fantastic lead, there was no way he was going to lose, because he was doing all these tricks and I didn't have a clue. So anyway, I'll shut up for a little bit of the music to let you have a little listen, and then I'll just go into the track editor, which, if you're already sick of the reviewing, you've seen enough to know that you want the game. The track editor can be summed up by saying it's a slightly more advanced NES version. So there we go then, that was a bit of the music, and this is basically the track editor. It works just like it did on the NES one. There's loads of different parts of loads of different things. So there's ramps, there's flat sections, there's dirt sections, there's jumps and stuff like that, and you just place them and then move along the track and place some more, and then basically complete your track and you can race on it. You can send the tracks to each other, but I'm pretty sure you can't race online unless it's something like get over 1,000 friend points. But I haven't heard of anyone playing it, and I haven't been able to do it myself, so it seems a bit of a missed opportunity, really. So yeah then, that's everything there is to say about the game. I personally think it's slightly overpriced at 1,000 points, because you only get the 16 tracks and you don't really get much new. So considering the NES one was 500, but as long as people are going to play the online mode, then you'll be happy with a 1,000 point purchase. So there we go then, that's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.